Japan, a proverbial hotspot for sports cars and sports car enthusiasts. Japan has been building some of the best sports cars for over 40 years, and the world has been modding and customizing them in their own unique ways from day one. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, Nissan. These are just a few car manufacturers that have turned car culture on its head. From the time the first Datsun and Honda Civic were released in the British and American as well as Australian markets, Japanese tuners have been a centerpiece at not only local car meets and car shows, but in car culture around the world. A lot of people have been complaining lately about how car culture is dying, and that most young people don't care about cars as much as they used to. They are so very wrong. It's not just the younger generations don't care about cars. It's just that they care more about a different kind of car. The JDM import tuner car is the new age muscle car here in the States, and the one that may be most synonymous with the Japanese tuner market may also be one of the most recognizable cars in the world. Think what you will, but there is one that reigns supreme over the rest. One that has an unmistakable sound, one that has an unmistakable look, and one that gives auto enthusiasts around the world the same sense of wow. That car is the Toyota Supra MK4. I am ConnerSpeed 6, and this is JDM Legends. In 1978, Toyota Motor Corp decided to start manufacturing what would now be called the Toyota Supra. It was originally called the Toyota Celica Supra because it was in fact based off of the Celica, but it was 5 inches longer than the Celica because it had to be able to fit the very long inline 6-cylinder motor. The origins of the Celica Supra could also be traced back to the infamous Toyota 2000 GT, as they share a number of different interior pieces and looks, as well as the iconic inline 6. Toyota's ultimate goal with the Supra was to compete with the very popular lineup of new sports cars from Datsun, the Z Series. Since the original Celica Supra, there have been a total of now 5 generations of Supras. The first gen A40 and A50, the second gen A60, the third gen A70, the fourth gen A80, and now the 5th gen J29. Perhaps the most well-known of all generations of Supras has to be the A80 or MK4. It's not only hugely popular in car culture, but also in pop culture. The MK4 has been a centerpiece car in some of the best car movies and shows in history, and you can see why. The car is a stunner. The body lines, the wing, the incredible engine, and the amazing sound. Even the beautifully designed taillights in the immaculate sports car interior were ahead of their time. I've said many times that a car is so much more than just a car. While it may not be as fast as a Ferrari or a Porsche for the time, it has so much more of an effect on me when I see one in person compared to other cars. The 90s were undoubtedly the best years for JDM sports cars if you ask me. In my opinion, Japan put out, hands down, more cars that are still more popular to this day than any other country in the 90s. The Supra A80 or MK4 began its planning in 1989 led by Toyota engineer Isao Suzuki. The first MK4 prototypes were hand-assembled in 1991 using the subframe, suspension, and drivetrain from the Z30 Soarer, more commonly known in the US as the Lexus SC300 and SC400. Toyota produced 20 units as pre-production test cars in December of 1992, with mass production of the Supra beginning in April of 1993. A lot of enthusiasts say that the Toyota 2000 GT is a big contributing factor to the styling of the MK4. The long hood and the beautifully curved body definitely harkens back to its now much older cousin. The Supra MK4 was Toyota's crown jewel. They had done a complete redesign, and they were set on making a serious high-performance sports car that was more affordable than the more expensive and luxurious Lexus SC and Soarer coupes. The car boasted 2 varying motor options. First, a naturally aspirated 2JZ GE engine with a max output of 220 horsepower, and the twin-turbo 2JZ GTE engine with a max output of 276 horsepower in the Japanese market. For the American and European markets, though, Toyota upgraded the engine. They gave the car 2 smaller steel-wheeled turbochargers and other supporting upgrades, peaking the car's output at 321 horsepower. Now, I would say with a 4.6 second 0 to 60 miles per hour time, Toyota certainly made their mark in the high-performance sports car category. The car wasn't only beautiful and fast, it was also technologically innovative. The twin turbochargers operated slightly different than most. They worked in a sequential mode instead of at the same time, or parallel. The first turbo received the exhaust gases early to mitigate turbo lag and provide initial boost at 1800 RPMs. The second turbocharger had gases routed to it at 3500 RPMs to pre-boost, and then at 4000 RPMs they both worked in unison to provide optimal power and efficiency. And speaking of efficiency, even with the addition of dual airbags, traction control, larger brakes, wheels, and tires, as well as an added turbo, the MK4 weighed in 200 pounds less than its predecessor. This was due to Toyota taking extreme measures in lowering the weight of this car, from an aluminum hood to hollowed carpet fibers. Every pound, ounce, and gram counts when building a high-performance sports car. While the Toyota MK4 had a very strong 11-year run in Japan, the car was taken out of the North American markets as early as 1996 in Canada and 1998 in the US. With production being stopped in August of 2002, the Supra is easily one of the most well-known and well-loved cars in the world. For good reason. It is definitely one of those cars that makes everyone walking down the street turn and watch it go by. The legend of the Supra does live on today in the 5th Gen J29, but the nostalgia is real with the MK4. I don't foresee any other Supra built now or in the future standing toe-to-toe with the MK4. Now, with all of my Legends series videos comes an all-new Hot Lap Challenge in Horizon 4. This one is no different. This week's HLC starts right now and runs through Sunday, April 12th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time. The winner of the HLC will get to choose from one of the PTG Unicorn paints in Horizon 4. These are one-off rare paints that are not released to the community. The HLC will take place on one of the regular in-game routes to make it easier for everyone. Your time must be set in Rivals mode. The class for the Supra HLC is A-Class. You can build and tune your Supra however you want, but it must not exceed A-Class. I have put in an easy enough time for you to beat. You can see it on the screen now. The race we're running is the Derwent Lakeside Sprint found here on the map. What you need to do is put your run together in Rivals mode against my Ghost. In order to submit your time, you must screenshot your result at the end of the race against my Ghost. You can submit that screenshot on my Discord in the HLC submissions thread and on the PTG Discord in their Horizon 4 HLC thread. I wish you all good luck. Please be sure to share this video, leave me a like, a positive comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more weekly Forza content like this. The JDM Legends series will be bi-weekly for 5 or 6 weeks. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Now don't go anywhere. Here's my quick run on the Rivals route so you can get familiar and see what you're up against. Thank you so much for watching. I am ConnerSpeed 6, and this has been JDM Legends. Much love, everyone. See you soon.